Hi and welcome. In this video I want to show you how to make a complex mask using channels. Now I show you this not to tell you the best way to add drama or to delete a poor sky, more to give you options. And if you're new to Photoshop, a glimpse into the scary world of channels, because they are very powerful and not scary at all really when you get to know them. So let's dig in. My name's Ken Fisher and this is LiveLink Training. Now here we have an image that I'd like to have a bit more of a dynamic sky. I have adjustment layers at my disposal to do this, but they will be adjusting the whole of the image. I need a method where I can only adjust the sky in this particular case. And as you can see, in some of the places the sky is actually showing through this tree, so what I need is quite a complex selection to be able to do this. Enter masks. Now masks are created from selections and they allow us to limit an adjustment to a specific part of an image. And how do we create that selection? Well, that's where channels can help us. Channels has its own panel and we'll just open it up. And you can see that here we've got four, if you like, layers. The first one is the RGB. This is the composite. This is the addition of the red, the green and the blue channels. And these, if we just switch these off one at a time, we'll switch that off. We'll just go for the red channel. You'll see that this channel is showing us how much red is in the image. And the lighter that the pixels are, the more red is contained in that image. And the same with the green. This is showing us just the green in the image, and obviously there's quite a lot of it in the trees. And then this is showing us just the blue in the image, and you can see that there's obviously quite a lot of blue because the light is probably quite blue coming from the sky, and of course that's being reflected back from the grass. Okay, let's go back and just go to the RGB channel again and then back to layers. Now we're going to create a mask out of the channels. So back to the channels panel, and the one we want really is the blue channel. This is the one that's going to get us nearer to where we need to start. So I'm going to click on the blue channel and I'm going to right click and duplicate the channel, and we'll leave it called blue copy. That's fine. So we've now got a spare channel, a spare alpha channel called blue copy. But this is not exactly what we want. I want the top of the image to be really white and the darker areas to be pure black. So I'm going to turn to trusty old levels to help me with this. Now I can get to levels with Control and L or Command and L if you're on a Mac. Or I can go to the image menu and adjustments and levels, and I'll just click that while I'm there. Now that's great. Now what I need to do is to just play with these input levels, and I can pull the white slider in to make the lights lighter, and I can pull the black slider in to make the blacks blacker, and I can play around with this mid-tone slider here. And earlier on I just had a little bit of a play around, and I found that if I went to 78 for the black point and 1.89 for the mid-tones and 103 for the white point, then it gets me near to where I want to be. And so I'm going to click OK for that. Now it looks really good for the top because this is the area that's going to make my selection. But the bottom area, I've got a little bit of work to do on it. It needs to be pure black, except these areas here, because I want to see the sky showing through these bushes. But I don't want it here. So I'm going to paint black on it. So I can do that with the paintbrush, and I'm going to the brush tool, or just press B on the keyboard. I'm going to make sure my black is my foreground colour. If it's not, you can press D to reset and then X if it needs it to toggle it. So I need black as my foreground colour. I'll have quite a hard brush, so yep, I'll leave it at 100%. And then I'm just painting in all this area. So I just want all this lot to be pure black. and I'm just going to leave these bushes where I'd like it to show through. So something like that. Yep, I think that looks pretty good. Okay, so now I've got a mask. I've got a white area and I've got a black area. And when I turn this into a selection, the white areas will be selected and the black areas will be deselected. So how do I turn it into a selection? Well, I'm a bit of a keyboard junkie, so my method is to hold the control key down, or the command key if you're on a Mac. And you'll see my cursor, when I hover over the thumbnail, it changes to a little, like a hand, little pointy finger with a selection in a square, like a marquee. So I'm going to click once, and you'll see that now, that'll turn that mask into a selection for me. Now I'm just going to go back to my RGB, and I'm going to turn off that blue copy one because I don't need that anymore now. And then I'm going to go back to my layers panel. And here now you can see I've got a selection live. So anything I make now with an adjustment layer, it'll use that selection. So let's go and we'll try a curves adjustment layer. And now you can see it's using that mask and that selection. And I can do now is I can just pull down or pull up to make it lighter or darker, but you can see it's only affecting the sky now because it's only affecting the parts that are white on the mask. So I'm just going to drop that down, pull that down a little bit just to darken it a little bit. Yes, I'm liking that. Now I'd like to have a look at the colour. So for that I'm going to use a hue and saturation adjustment. And here I've got one, there we can go, there you are. But now it's got a reveal all white mask with it, so that means if I make any adjustments it's going to affect the whole image, which isn't what I want. What I need it to do is target this mask here, but I don't have to go and make it all again. Again, what I've got is a little keyboard shortcut. If I click on that mask to make it active, and I hold the Alt key down or the Option key on a Mac, and then drag the mask and drop it over the top of that mask, it says, do I want to replace it? Well, yes I do. And now I've got a hue and saturation adjustment targeting exactly the same parts of the image. Cool. So I'm going to double click to bring up the adjustment. And now I need to target specific range of colours, because at the moment we're on master, which is targeting everything. So I'm going to go and I'm going to select blues. And then I'm just going to pull up the saturation. Now you can see I can go really natural, but I'm just showing you this because it's not affecting anything else on the foreground or the tree. But all I'm going to do is just pull that up a little bit, just to blue that sky up just a tad. And then I'll go back to my curves adjustment and I'll pull that down just a little bit more. I like that a lot better. Now to see both these adjustments together, what I'm going to do is put them in a group. So I'm going to click that top adjustment and then hold the Shift key down and click the bottom one. And then again, using the keyboard shortcut, Control or Command and G to put them in a group. And now I can turn both those on and off just with that visibility eye. So that's before and that's after. That's before and that's after. Subtle but significant, I think. Well, that's it for an introduction to channels and masks. I hope you found the video useful. If you did, please feel free to share it with your friends. Give me a thumbs up or like my Facebook page, Live Link Training, where there are loads and loads more videos. If you have any comments, please leave them in the more area underneath the video. And lastly, but not leastly, please click that subscribe button at the end of the video and help me grow my Photoshop learning community. I'll see you in the very next video. Bye for now.